Yes, sir. It is I, your boy from Bed-Stuy, and I greatly appreciate everybody tuning in for Don't F Up the Crime Scene, where me, special guests, will tune in and talk about our experiences on crime scenes and how to mess up the case. All right? So sit back and enjoy and holler back at your boy. Holla. What up, y'all? Episode 1919 coming to you on this beautiful Friday. I got an awesome guest, Courtney Wennerstrom, and we're going to talk about a few things, some good stuff. Let me give you a quick bio. Hopefully, y'all been enjoying the podcast, all that good stuff like that. We're going to have a good 35 minutes with Courtney. She's up in Colorado, so she's enjoying the incredible weather right now. So we're going to talk to her. All right, her bio, she's a writer, podcaster, animal advocate, who celebrates the protection of humans and animal bond. Okay, um, former let me get it right. Former visiting lecturer at in English at Indiana University. Hopefully, I got that right. She works in the field right now, currently doing director of content for American Associations of Pet Parents. Courtney, welcome to the show. What up, girl?
Hey, thank you so much for that lovely introduction. It's great to see you, and I appreciate being on your podcast.
I appreciate you. And share your podcast too. Go ahead and share it.
Oh, sure. So, I am, like I said, like you said, I have a podcast called the Capital PET Pedestal on the human animal bond, where we just explore all different facets of what that looks like. From, well, for instance, we're gonna have a huge upcoming series on pet loss because that's such an important and difficult thing that people experience. But everything just guests who talk about animal cognition, all the new research that we're getting about how animals think and why and how they behave the way they do, how we can be better pet parents. Um, we just explore different facets of it, and it's been really fun.
So, where can they reach you and find that podcast?
They can find us on Apple and they can find us on YouTube, and we will soon be up on Spotify. But for now, just find us on Apple, and then we're expanding soon.
Okay, cool. Cool beans. All right, I'm going to cut into a real quick sponsor. This is going to be brought to you by Professionals Program. That's www.professionalprograms.net. That's my homie Jonathan. He does conferences, all types of recordings. Please book him. He is the bomb. That's Jonathan Hernandez. Awesome guy. That's professionalprograms.net. Holla back. All right, so Court, we've been knowing each other for a while. We met at Texas Unites a few years ago.
That's
So
2019. Time is so weird.
is it really 2019 that far?
It was
Wow. And
2019.
it's been a pleasure, a joy of mine to see you work the booth across the booth from me. It's been a good time. What you been up to, outside, inside, and all stuff like that. Matter of fact, how many dogs do you have?
So we have a mini zoo at our house. I have two dogs and two cats.
Okay.
Obviously they're all rescued, and they all rescued me. But yeah, so got two huskies who have a lot of opinions. They have a lot to say. That's Sasha and Saint, and then our cats are Leche and Mojo.
Okay. So you got a few. I got a few. I got only had two cats now, and all my dude and dads know about them already. So what you been up to with the big COVID thing? Because I haven't seen you in a while.
Right. So how weird has this all been for everyone? Yeah, I really enjoyed seeing you at conferences as well, and I haven't. The first one I've been back to was the Humane Society of the United States conference last April. That was in Orlando. But
Hmm.
yeah, since then we haven't done much traveling. So what I've really been trying to do is help to build out the American Association of Pet Parents. Um, our number one goal is to help keep pets in their loving homes by providing expert resources for pet parents. Because right now, I'm sure you know more than anyone, um, there's a massive crisis in animal welfare where there are too many animals in shelters. They're overflowing. People are relinquishing their pets at alarming rates. A lot of it, I think, is due to the economy. The recession, people are having trouble affording their pets, and that's one thing that we really want to do is to step in and help people understand that there are often resources that they can utilize to help keep their pets. For instance, there are low-cost vet clinics. There are pet pantries. There are, options. Anything that we can do to keep pets out of shelters and keep them from being euthanized, we're here for that. So we've been really trying to build that out because we want to help on both sides. We want to help pet parents empower they can love and care for their pets even better. And we also want to help shelters and rescues. So on that side as well, just trying to help pets from all different angles.
So, with that being said, how do you, in your agency, I would say coexist or form the union with the animal control, who's usually the first online, with bringing in or not bringing in? How have you had some, I guess, talks or some types of meetings with them?
Well, that's a great question. First, I should say we're so brand new
Hmm.
that that is something that we are absolutely working on. So far, we have something that's really cool. It's called the Shelter Appreciation Program, and that basically supports shelters and rescues by giving free microchips and free software if they need it to keep track of all of their animals. That's called SAINT, which is Saving Animals in Need Together, if they need it. And then we what I'm really trying to do is I've talked to hundreds of people in shelters and rescues, and I've really sort of found out some of the main reasons that people are relinquishing their pets, and I and work to provide content
Hmm.
that they can share with their say their adopters or their communities so that they know that so that they can say, listen, if you get into trouble with your pets, if you have issues, there are resources. So I've been trying to work really hard to just give the content that y'all don't have time to write. You're out there in the field doing the hard work, which I so admire. You're out there all day long rescuing animals, working with them, and getting them out of getting out of situations where they're experiencing cruelty, or shelter and rescue workers are working nonstop right now, and you don't really have time to
Hmm.
write that content. So I'm really here to help with that. So if you notice, anyone listening, if you notice that there's something particular happening in your community that you want to address, you can reach out to me and I would happily create some content for you that you can share with your community.
I appreciate that because I do a lot of educating. I go across the nation doing what I do, but still every day I go inside, the AKA the neighborhoods and stuff like that, and I try to educate, investigate, and eliminate the problem. You know, I really try to educate the populace and say, because a lot of people don't know, and sometimes it's a cultural difference and what have you. But I really try to educate them, say, hey, this is the law, you didn't know, stuff like that, and I try to breach the barrier. That's why I'm like huge on officers of law enforcement, humane law enforcement, code enforcement officers, any type of authority that goes in the neighborhood, speak the language of the people. Because I think it's so much you can give them as far as advice, as far as education, and the code section and things. And we talking things are meant to be bent, and not broken. I will bend all day. I will limbo for your ass, but I can't break the rules. You know what I'm saying? So I would do all my best. I think because I came from when I was down in Atlanta, we had resource packets. A lot of people don't understand what a resource packet is. So let me explain. A resource packet is uh, a list of resources that you give to the person that you before you warn them or cite them, so you can try to help them. And on this list, it has all these, like Courtney's talking about, they have all these types of agencies to help you. Okay, so that's half the battle. If I want you to come in compliance because you have a broken fence, you have a messed up home, you don't have the animals slightly thin. Okay, I'm not egregious, but slightly. I really want to make sure you understand that there's avenues for you because I don't want to murk you. You feel me? Now, don't get me wrong, Courtney. Back in the day, I'm Lord Vader. Okay, I used to murk people, but I'm okay now, rehabilitated. But the thing now, what I try to do is educate, investigate, eliminate. I want to eliminate the problem. Now, don't get me wrong. If you're the problem, I will eliminate you too. But I really want to give forth the resources. And I think a lot of us are not, we don't have resources given to us to give to the people all the time. That makes sense?
It absolutely makes sense because what we're trying to do that you're really doing, and you're in the trenches doing the hardest work. So I just want to give a huge shout out to y'all. Everyone in your field, thank you because I don't know if I could look at that stuff every day, see
Mm-hmm.
that kind of animal cruelty, and keep it together. I really appreciate what you do. It absolutely makes sense what you're saying because what we're trying to do, whether we try to do it through shelters and rescues or outreach like you're doing, I mean, you're literally talking to us and use our resources for your communities,
Mm-hmm.
no matter how we're going about it, we are trying to change cultural narratives. I think there is such a strange and interesting gap. There are people for whom pets, many of us, for me, for you, pets are family. There are family
Mm-hmm.
who would do anything for them. We spend billions of dollars on
Mm.
on our pets every year in this country, but they are still so many pockets of our society where pets are just dogs. They're considered just dogs or just cats. You know, I'm putting these in quotes. Um, where people don't really understand how complex and brilliant they are cognitively, how in tune they are with us, how much they want to please us. They don't value or understand the value of the human animal bond. And so what we're really trying to do is say, listen, if you really see your dog for who they are, you're going to have a great relationship with them. If you make a little time for them, if you give them a little bit of energy and don't think of them as just a dog, right? You're trying to change cultural narratives about perception of animals, but you're also trying to deal with changing the cultural narratives around the laws that
Mm-hmm.
need to be changed in order to protect pets. And you know so much more about this than I do, right? But clearly, our animal laws, like laws in our society for animals, are not sufficient
Mm-hmm.
in many places. Dogs can still be tied out on chains. They can be neglected in all kinds of ways, and it's legal, right? And you're out there trying to say, hey, at least this is what I've understood that you've said. So make sure, tell me if I'm wrong. But
Go
what
ahead.
I understand is that you're saying, okay, this thing might be legal, but it's not ethical or ideal. How can you get somebody to understand that? And then the positive side is to then really understand that they could have a much better relationship with their animal.
Well, the thing is like this. So the tethering, a total ban on tethering, I'm going to push back a little bit because I think a lot of people can't afford fences, depending if they're in the hood or not, or impoverished area or urban area. But I think supervised tethering isn't that bad if it's supervised and done correctly. Continuous tethering, I think, leads to all types of incidents, And my thing is, I will debate anybody on that one because I see it so much. And, I deal with people who have a lot of money and people who have no money. So, with that one, we can go back and forth, not me and you, but the debate on tethering, anti tethering, and stuff like that. Quick question. All right. Quick eight. This is an easy eight for y'all who know about the easy eight. We're about to get Courtney in the easy eight.
I'm curious
What's the best thing you like about your job?
about my job.
Yes.
Well, first, I just want to piggyback on what you said. I'm really glad that you clarified that because I just wanted to say I don't think people, like dogs on tie outs is a problem. I'm talking about 24/7,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
locked in,
Mm-hmm.
no
Mm-hmm.
human interaction. Thank you for that
Mm-hmm.
clarification. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
about my job. So it's a really dynamic job. I never know, 2 days, no 2 days are the same like yours, right? But I love writing about the human animal bond because I'm learning so much again about animal cognition, how they think, how they feel, how in tune they are with us. I I have been watching some really cool series on Netflix about that. One is called The Hidden Lives of Pets, and if you haven't seen it yet, it's unbelievable. Um, they Scientists have shown that they've taught mice how to drive cars. They have
Wow.
they have figured out that birds will choose a smarter mate over a more attractive mate. They have discovered all kinds of interesting things about cats and dogs. So I think just learning about how capable animals really are and how interesting and thoughtful and really I they really perceive our emotions. They're really in tune with us. They
Well,
really
they're sentient beings,
love
and
us.
I think a lot of people don't understand the bond, and they treat it like a piece of property instead of their pet. And I speak about that when I train. And again, I don't get off on me talking about me. Please believe me, because everybody knows I can go on my tangents. But it's all about a pet versus a piece of property. Next question for you: favorite movie or book?
Oof, that's a really good one. Okay. So I'm a former English professor, as you as you
I know,
know.
I know.
So that's a really tough one. I think honestly, Toni Morrison's Beloved
Okay.
Probably my favorite novel of all time. Although I'm a huge Austen fan, like everybody else who did 18th century lit, because that was
Okay.
my specialty. Favorite movie? Oh,
Tough.
that's really tough. But I'm gonna have to get back to you on that.
Okay. All right. What we do is we come back around. So hold on. Let me put a as I mark it down with my ACPSA pen real quick. We'll hit that back. Okay, I got it. All right. Most interesting day of your job, or for us a case, or something you was involved with where it just changed your life.
I think you'll appreciate this as a fellow podcaster. I think every time I interview a guest,
Nice.
it's always enlightening and just you think you have your handle on. You think, oh, I have their bio. I think I'm gonna know kind of what they're about or what they do, and you don't always. And one example is I interviewed Dennis Walters, who is an incredible human being who was a golf phenom in the 70s, and he was about to go to the PGA Tour, and he had a catastrophic accident where his cart overturned on him, and he became paralyzed.
Mm.
And but he loved the game, and so he decided it wasn't going to stop him. I'm going to get kind of teary talking about him, but what he did was he taught himself adaptive golf, and he teaches others how to play the game. But the coolest part is that he always one rescue dog.
Mhm.
He has one at a time, and he's trained them to do all kinds of amazing tricks, like using a putter and hitting a golf club.
Mhm.
And so he does shows for people. But he is so positive and so uplifting, and his relationships with his dogs are so incredible that interviewing him really made me feel like it's one of those interviews where you think this person is so inspiring that what do I have to complain about? Like, fix your shit if you have something wrong.
Mhm. Mhm.
Go do your passion no matter what.
Mhm.
Obstacles are in the way because people can overcome incredible adversity, right?
Mhm. Okay.
That
Okay.
was a good one.
All right. I got one for you. And maybe your husband will peep in here. Favorite food to cook or eat?
Okay, can I answer both?
Go. Go.
My favorite thing to cook are chipotle, butternut squash chipotle enchiladas.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know how to follow a recipe, so I make my own recipe. So anything I do cook, it's
Mhm.
made up, like an Iron Chef it. Don't
Okay.
ask me to follow a recipe because I
Okay.
can't to save my life, but I'm a pretty good cook. And then if I go out, I think I have to say sushi. Sushi's probably my favorite.
What's your main role to go to sushi? I'm a big rainbow. I do everything, the avocado, starters, stuff like that. But I'm a big rainbow guy.
Anything with avocado or crunchy.
Oh, fried or just
So
crunchy?
like tempura shrimp
Yeah, yeah,
rolls, those
yeah,
sorts of things
yeah,
make me
yeah,
famous.
yeah, yeah. You're making me hungry. Is that one of your dogs?
Yeah, I'm checking on the puppy. I'm watching. Okay,
Okay.
she's chewing up a stick, so she's good.
All right. This might not apply because sometimes I have a lot of law enforcement on stuff like that. But far as we can say interview or just far as your literary background teaching. So the question, what I usually ask is, have you ever fucked up a crime scene? Now I want to try to switch that with you. Have you ever kind of messed up an interview or something like that, or not connect with a student and you had to kind of rearrange and stuff like that?
Yeah, teaching is interesting. When I first started, you kind of get thrown to the wolves. And at that point, I was all of like 24 years old, and my students were 18. So, that was a really strange
Hold up,
feeling.
you're not 24
But I
now?
got, yeah, well, a whole year later, right?
Okay, okay.
Um, but I think, this is kind of a fun story. I definitely had students who got sideways with me. And so I used to teach composition and literature. And composition, of course, is a required class that many students don't want to take, right?
Mhm,
So my job is to help them try to love writing. And if not love it, at least see the value in it.
mhm, mhm.
transition to college writing is brutal, and you may not like your first grade on your first paper, but it's just kind of a litmus test. Like, here's where you are, and it doesn't mean this is where you're going to end up.
Mm,
So
I like
I
that.
try to let them know that. And I had a student who came to me after his first paper, and he had gotten a C minus, and it was a generous C minus. He probably should have gotten like a D. And he came up to me very angry, and he said, "I have never gotten anything less than an A in any English class I've ever taken, and you don't really know what you're doing." And so of course I didn't internalize it or take it personally, but I just said, "Well, listen, I'm really sorry that your former teacher lied to you about. Look, I will work my ass off with you and get you through this. If you want to work and you want to learn how to do college writing, I am here."
Hmm.
And that kid, it like a light bulb went off,
Hmm.
and he ended up getting an A in my class, and he worked really hard.
You know,
So
I don't teach formulate like you. I have regular classes where I go out and teach here and there, and I do a whole bunch of webinars and stuff like that. So my students are usually adults. They think they know everything. No disrespect, y'all. But most adults do, and it's different teaching kids, teaching students, teaching adult learners. There is a huge difference.
huge.
And in law enforcement, oh Father Lord, there's a huge difference. So I know how to teach cops. I know how to teach law enforcement. 1-800, I got cops down. Okay, I've been doing it for too long. I like academies and services like that. That's what I can do. But far as the layman people, now I tell you the toughest crowd I think I've ever done will be Northeast. I don't know what's up with those people. No disrespect, but you
They're listening like,
oh no. Everybody in Massachusetts I call a mass hole. Yeah, I know y'all are. And they know it. They know it because I bring my Yankee cap on my Giants cap, and they're like Yankees suck. Dun, 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 dun. I'm like this. I have 27 championships, and you have three. Okay, do the math. Anyway, but we have a good time with the ponder. But okay, I got another one for you. Favorite place to visit or vacation?
I like your questions. They're really fun. So I go to Cabo a lot.
Mm,
Cabo is just gorgeous, and I think it's so biologically diverse, and there's so much marine life,
mm-hmm,
and it's just so beautiful, and it so far is still pristine. I hesitate to tell people how great it is because
mm-hmm.
it is. But this year I'm doing something really exciting, and I'm going to do a bucket list trip to Mexico, different part of Mexico, to Oaxaca.
I'm going to Oaxaca. I'm going to go to Oaxaca, and I don't know if it's this next year, but because I'm going to Quito once. I might go to Nicaragua once, and if I can't, I'm going to go to Oaxaca. I got a friend down there, so Oaxaca's the bomb, and have
I'm
great
excited. I
tequila,
came for
great
Dia de
tequila.
los Muertos, so I'm
Oh,
really
whoa,
excited.
when you going? When are you going?
It's the end of October, early November this year.
Okay, girls trip or family trip?
I'm just going with a woman. Ironically, when my husband and I go to Cabo, we take lesson or cooking classes, um, and with this woman in Cabo, and she has lived there for 40 years, so she's taking me. So it'll be really fun.
So I would love to do day to day. I would love to do day to day with you.
Right? Well,
Y'all don't understand what I like about Day of the Dead. I got the Boondocks tattoo on my arm and Day of the Dead. Magraria, real talk. Y'all don't understand, girl. We about to get it.
right?
We about to get it. This.
I know, right?
Oh,
Just meet us there. And
uh,
I think it's such an incredible celebration that we don't have anything like that in the U.S., where we really celebrate those we've lost in such a beautiful way. I'm so excited. I can't even tell you.
all right. So next year, September. My birthday's September. So you but later September. So let's talk. Let's talk.
All
Off
right, maybe
off.
we could go back, and I'll have tips and tricks by then because I will have learned so much.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. Another one. Are you a great teammate?
Gosh, I hope so. I think I do believe I know how to listen and empathize. I think those are two really important qualities in working well with other people, making
Mm-hmm.
them feel seen and heard, empathizing with their struggles, and then challenging them when they need to be challenged in the best ways, pushing them to be the best versions of themselves. and then being able to take constructive criticism and do the same. I hope so, man. I have some great teammates, so
You know,
I gotta tell you, they're the best. Huge shout out to Caroline and Trisha and
Caroline, that's my girl. Even though she is Tar Heel, Duke for life. And we're gonna have to send this. We're gonna have to send this to Caroline. That's my girl. That's my girl.
right.
That's my girl. You know, we go back a while, and to see you move companies and you do your thing and everything. I'm very, very, very proud of you. I'm very proud of you. I'm glad where you are. You're more than a friend. One of my homies, and we always talk here and there and stuff like that, off and online. I really appreciate you coming on. Let's go to another a question, and then we'll wrap it up. Are you a dog or a cat person? And you have both. So which one are you?
So you can't be both. See, I think that's a misnomer. But I will tell you, I was initially a dog person first
Okay.
because these are my first cats. But I will tell you, my cat Jay is more like a dog. So
Hmm.
he's got many dog qualities, and some of my dogs have some feline qualities. I hate to choose, man. I hate to choose. If I had to, I'd probably go for dogs. But my cats are my babies.
Yeah, I was a dog guy for many years, and now I'm a cat guy. I think that as far as the animal advocacy versus animal welfare, I think there's a bridge between each. I think people get stuck in their feelings with stuff. You know what I mean? And I think we should push the envelope to do better by people and the animals. Because I mean, I really champion what you're trying to do with your agency. Let them know where they can find you again and your podcast.
Okay, so my podcast is out. It's again, it's on Apple, and I forgot to say it's on Podbean. So it's called the capital PET pedestal on the human animal bond. Our website is just being developed, so I will. Maybe you can do a quick update when we're ready. Like I said, we're so new,
Hmm. Hmm.
so new. But I'm excited for this adventure. I really appreciate you having me on. It's so good to see you. And again, shout out to you and all of your colleagues to do this work in the trenches in the field, doing stuff that is so challenging and difficult, and to do it with grace, to do it with empathy, to really help people and pets. I can't thank you enough.
No, I appreciate that because I went on a call where it was a difficult situation the other day. We had a dog that was being harbored by the family, and the owner didn't want to get rid of it. It was a presser, maybe 2 years old. Problem dog. Bit three people in the family in the last 3 months, unreported to us, but was reported to the police. And it's one of those things where I had to actually put hands on the dog in the most humane way. Is very difficult, and people don't understand what they see sometimes when a dog's fighting the pole. And I try to explain because it's very difficult. It's very traumatizing to the person, me, and the dog. And then you have to go through it 2 times or maybe 3 times because you have to move the animal to the vehicle, from the vehicle to the cage, from the cage to another cage. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of trauma there and a lot of stress. And I do tactical animal handling, but when you have a fractious dog that's has issues, and it's a fear biter, it's a problem, Courtney. And I try to educate the public of what they see because everybody want to take a picture and put it on YouTube like that of either ACO or a cop doing something like that. And my thing is, at the whole time, I never stop talking to the animal to humanize the animal and try to calm it down. I pet the animal even when it's going to an alligator roll, stuff like that. It is very, very difficult, and the adrenaline going on me and the animal, and then a lot of fluids flying, me sweating, me getting injured or whatever, or the animal, a little tear up or cut of the tongue or something like that. It's a lot. And I try to tell people, um, if you just try to humane the whole situation, because I shout Dan out with the humane roundup, keep it humane, man, so I don't have to hit his ass when he talk about that. But it's just trying to follow and be humane every time. It's difficult doing this job, and I appreciate you shouting out because a lot of people don't understand what animal control officers do as far as a stress level. As far as a stress level, it's it can eat at you because you don't want to look at the animal as objects. You know what I'm saying? They're sentient beings, and you want to keep it 100. Don't get me because this can get we talking very robotic after a while. But you try your best to try, do best. You know what I'm saying? In closing words, you get anything you got for me?
Well, I look forward to, um, yeah, I look forward to just seeing how we can work together in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Please, anybody listening, if you need some content for your communities and you want to reach out to me, you can do that at Courtney at aapp-pets.org. And we can definitely work together because I am here to support you. That's all I do. I'm here to do writing. We can do podcast interviews. I just want the public to understand how they can help support shelter and rescue workers so we can save more lives. And y'all are too damn busy to write that stuff yourself. So reach out to me. I'm here. Um, I look forward to getting to know more of your colleagues, hopefully after this podcast. And again, thank you for everything, and I appreciate you having me on board.
Not a problem. We're going to We're going to share folks. All right, real quick, going to drop another one. Tomahawk. Tomahawks is live traps. Kyle Smith is one of my homies. Has live
Kyle's
traps.
the best.
I know, right? Because we both know Kyle, right?
Kyle, yeah, he's so sweet. Hi, Kyle.
Yeah, right. So if you need any type of live trap that will not harm the animal, go to Tomahawk. Okay, Tomahawk makes one of the best traps ever. They have a whole bunch of equipment on their website. And if you want 10% off, all you have to put in as your submitter code DC Hurst, my last name DCHEARST, and you get 10% off. And this is a sponsor right here. Kyle, we love Kyle. I'll see Kyle hopefully at another conference. Met his family like that. Me and Kyle go way back. And Courtney, I know Courtney knows Kyle like that. All right, so that's Tomahawk. All right, we got about another 5 minutes. What up? So now we done with this nonsense and we can talk. What up? How you been?
So far so good. Like I said, I'm pet sitting right now for a 14-month-old adorable puppy named Gracie.
Hmm.
She's a little mixed breed. Her dad was a pure Frenchie, and her mom was like this crazy terrier mix. So she's black and white with little spots. She's really cute.
Hmm.
And I can just say though, it's reminded me like I don't know why people want puppies. They're amazing, but she is a hot mess express, man. She is just
You know, I always joke with my cousin. He's 55 with a 5-year old, and every time I see his daughter, which is a gorgeous, super smart child, daddy, 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 daddy. Oh my God, I'm like, oh no, I'm not. I have to puff past her because I mean it's like ridiculous. You know, younger cats, I figured that out because I had one. Well, I have one, and younger dogs, it's a lot of work. You know, I do my best to try to educate everybody when I go out, and I tell people when they're in a bad situation, I'm like, hey, you might want to rethink this, or hey, you might need some help. Let's talk. From where I was, and don't get it twisted, Courtney. I still have the gravitas where I said, let's let it be said, so let it be done. I still ruled Lord Vader, but I try to go to the Force side, the Luke Skywalkers, the Obi Wans, just a little bit because I'm a Sith. But so young Padawan, yes, Obi Wan, yes. So I do my best to like educate these people and like this. Okay, okay, and I appreciate you coming on. This is a good bond. You got to come on because I got one of my boys. I'm trying to get him on every few Mondays called Marcus Mondays. Marcus Kellum, shout out. But if I can get you on, we can be a recurring guest and drop some bombs. So I'm going out to. When's the next time I want to see you on the road? Or am I going to see you? Or do I need to come to Denver to see you?
Might have to at this point. Hopefully, when we get back up and running, like I said, we're so new and we had some challenges that we've had to work through. Once we're fully back up and running, I'll see you on the conference circuit. But if not, come hang out in Denver.
Well, hell, I want to go down and see your sister in New Orleans.
Oh, we could meet there.
Yeah, because
She is a trip. She's so much fun. We could definitely go have fun down there.
so. Oh, matter of fact, is the next HSU it's going to be down there?
Oh, is it? Is it going back there?
I don't know because somebody said that, and I'm like, because I'm booking up my 2023 schedule now. Heavy loaded March, April so far. I'm trying to go to Canada. I'm going to Canada on a quick vacay, but I might make it a business trip. I'm trying to reach out to HS Humane Society out there and Animal Control so I can book in them to write everything off. Hello. And then I'm going to go to Vancouver in November. I'm going to fly up there, breathe some real fresh air for the first time, and have
That would be
a
it's gorgeous.
yeah, I'm going to have a good time, a very good time. And then I'll come back, and the following week I'm in San Marcos in Texas because I'm going back to Texas Unites too. So I'm going to go there, and I'm coming from Macca the same week. I got a lot of traveling, you know.
Yeah, you're busy.
Yeah,
You're all over the place, man.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
The only other place I know I'm going to for vacation after Mexico is Dubai. I've
What?
never been. Yeah, I'm super excited. So my husband Steve, he plays in the Dubai Sevens. He plays for
Yeah, you was telling
yeah.
me.
So I've never been to Dubai, and I'm really excited. So that's December.
Pick me up a trinket. Drink some good tea out there because I heard it's the truth. So jealous now. I'm sorry. I'm putting my radio voice on. I'm so jealous. I cannot believe it. It's like that. I don't put my radio on voice. Yeah,
Together, we'll figure it out.
yeah. That. Oh my God, you're gonna do bot. I'm so jealous. Tell you,
Let me know how it is.
punch your husband for me. Punch Steve for me. He's really good people. Really good people. All right. I appreciate you, girl. I'm going to hit you back in a second on the phone, talk about it. And guys, that's a wrap. Episode, make sure I got it right. Episode 19. This was Courtney Wennerstrom, and I really had a great time with her. Hopefully, she gave you great ideas. I'm telling you, just call her for resources, what have you. Hit her up. Hit her. It's her job to help you. It's her job to help you. Okay? So all my dude and dudettes, all my peeps and everything, this would be a wrap for Don't Fuck Up the Crime Scene, aka holla back at your boy, and we're done. I'll call you in a second, girl.
All right, take care. Thanks again.
All right. Bye, girl.
Bye.
And that's a wrap. Greatly appreciate everybody tuning in. It was a pleasure. You know, I always have fun talking my stories and all that good stuff. So again, tune in to DFUTCS.com. Don't F up the crime scene. Holla back at you guys later.